Hello guys, once again, welcome back to you all, myself Ambuja. Today we are going to start the class 10, one of the most important topic of physics, light reflection. Actually, this is going to the intro part of this particular video. I will upload 3 parts on reflection only. So here we will discuss only the reflection regarding to plane mirror. So let's start and see what we are going to discuss in this video. First we need to know actually what do mean by light, how we can define light. Actually, we already knew that light is a form of energy. So how we can write it? Light is a form of energy which enables us to see the objects, different objects present around us. So we can say a form of energy, or it is a form of energy, a form of energy which enables us to see every object which are available over here. So the next question arises, guys, after this, that what is the basic speciality regarding to light? Means that there are certain things or theories regarding to light. Actually, this is only you have to study on the basis of your standard of class 10. Actually, there are some more information. Means that object which produce their own light is luminous objects such as sun, star, etc. Your torch, your bulb, etc. All these things are considered as luminous objects because they produce their own light. So what about non-luminous objects? Non-luminous objects are those objects which do not produce their own light. So one major thing arises whether moon is a luminous or a non-luminous object. Actually, moon is non-luminous object. It actually glows because of the reflection of the light which comes from the stars. So guys, I'm going to start only those terms which need to be studied for class 10th student. Means that, guys, those terms which are important for you. The next thing which we are going to discuss about that is the theories regarding to light. Means that 2 important theories are given regarding to light. Actually, light is considered as a dual nature form of energy. But why we are using here the term dual nature, that is very, very essential for us. So before that, let me tell you one major thing or major property regarding to light. Actually, we studied in our basic classes one term which was the rectilinear propagation of light. Means that light always travels in straight path. And we already knew that whenever we consider a single ray of light, means that whenever we consider a single unit of light, that is known as ray. And when a group of rays are joined, they form beam. So these need to be known for you all because later we will use these terms. So guys, finally we are going to see about the nature of light, which is very, very essential for class 10th students. Nature of light. Nature of light. As I already told you, light is a dual nature form of energy. Means that the dual nature, which are those natures we will discuss. First one, light is considered as a wave form of energy. Means that it is an electrostatic wave which do not need any medium for its propagation. Actually, it is a type of electromagnetic wave which do not need any medium for its propagation. But guys, as we know that for traveling of sound there needs a medium. But in case of light, it doesn't require any those type of medium. So it is a form of electromagnetic wave. Magnetic wave. And according to the first theory of light, it is considered as a wave form of nature or wave in nature. But according to the second theory, it is considered as made of particles. Means that particles theory. Particles theory. Actually, both these theories are very, very essential for us whenever we are going to discuss about light. Why? Actually, the electromagnetic wave tell us that light travels in a straight path and even without any medium. So medium is not considered over there. But look guys, the fastest speed of light is actually in vacuum, which is totally opposite to the property of sound, guys. So here we have to remind only one thing is that according to the particle theory, first I will go through particle theory, then I will go through electromagnetic theory. According to the particle theory, light is made of several small particles which always travel in a straight line. And the use of this particle theory is that whenever we are going to see about reflection, refraction, and the shadows formed by objects are actually based on the particle theory. But what about the electromagnetic wave theory means that wave theory is also very, very essential. How? Which are the uses that we see around us when we go regarded with electromagnetic or wave form of energy or wave nature of light. Actually, wave nature of light tells us that you might have heard this word diffraction. Do you know what is this diffraction? Actually, diffraction is totally opposite to reflection. Means that whenever any ray of light is being transferred or reflected, the totally opposite term of that reflection can be termed as diffraction. So whenever we go through the term diffraction, there we see the use of magnetic theory of light. So guys, by joining these two theories, the modern theories is known as quantum theory or dual nature theory of light. So this much is very, very essential for you all guys. So from here we are going to see only simple terms that we already know it. So guys, first theory or first thing that we are going to see about the property of light is that, which is that property, mean that we will first go about the reflection. First we will define what do mean by reflection. So here I told you reflection is nothing but it is a process of sending back or it is a process of transmitting back the rays of light through any surface. So first one, what is reflection? Reflection is nothing but the transmission or the process of sending back of rays, the transmission of rays after striking any surface back is known as reflection. So here also two major things that we need to know about the reflection is that there are two types of reflection. First one, regular reflection. Actually, these all terms are not very, very beneficial for 10th class students because they already knew this in class 8, class 9, all not in class 9, but in class 8 they studied very well. Another one is diffuse reflection. But for your clarity, I'm going to tell you diffuse reflection. Only few terms I will tell you. Actually, light not only travels or doesn't only reflect from the plane surfaces. Most of the students are thinking that only light get reflected from the plane surfaces, but it is not 100% true. The reason is that even from a rough surface also light gets reflected. Yes guys, you are hearing right thing. I will show you with the clarity and with one example with a figure. First one I told you regular reflection. Regular reflection means whenever total rays or all the rays are reflected at that time, it is known as regular reflection. And whenever only a few rays are reflected in one direction, whether all the other left rays are moved in here, there, anywhere, but not in a proper sequence, at that time those reflections are known as diffuse reflection. So actually regular reflection happens through the smooth surfaces. As we are using plane mirrors in most of the cases. Here guys, let me give you one example from this whiteboard. Here you can see this whiteboard is actually, we are getting that it is smooth in nature, but in reality it is not totally smooth. So here it is reflecting, this board is reflecting the light towards you all. And this type of reflection is actually regular or irregular or diffuse. Actually this is a diffuse reflection, but for the sake of convenience, by touching it we can say it is somewhat smooth, but it is not totally smooth because whenever we will go through microscopic view we will get that even this board is not totally our smooth surface. So another one means diffuse reflection. It is a type of reflection I already told you, where all the rays are not reflected in one direction. So in the case of a smooth reflection or in case of regular reflection, it happens mostly through the smooth surfaces. A smooth surfaces, it can be either of a mirror or any lens, or it can either be of a plane mirror or any spherical mirror. So it doesn't matter only in case of plane mirror. So first we will go through the next term is that reflection of light through plane mirrors. Here in this video guys, I already told you that we will only go up to the image formation by plane mirror, and no more terms we will discuss because in part 2 we will completely read or we will completely learn all those terms regarding to spherical mirror, and in part 3 we will go through the image formation by spherical mirror, and one major thing is that sign convention rule that always see in part 3. So here first we are going to see the reflection of light, reflection by reflection by plane mirrors, guys. So we are going to start plane mirrors. Actually, the term which I will tell you, you might be knowing this. Actually, in class 10th, we don't use most of the words for denoting the symbol for anything in light or anything. Whenever we are in class 10th, means that our level of standard must be increased as compared to those lower class standards. Here we use mostly those secret symbols or signs for representing. Here you can see this is the sign of plane mirror. Here one side is coated with silver. It is denoted by dash. One plane mirror here I show you. Here I had drawn here one plane mirror, guys. You can see dash. Here one back side is coated with silver, but in our local area or the mirror which we are using in our home actually not coated with silver, because silver is very very costly material. So there we use one another material, aluminium oxide. Even aluminium is also considered as a best reflector of light. So we coat the one surface with silver or aluminium, and the left one another surface is left ideal, means that nothing is done on the another surface in order to reflect the rays of light which falls on those plane mirrors. So is it clear to you all? Now we are going to see about the terms regarding to plane mirror. The first term I told you here, dash is the sign through which we denote a plane mirror. Suppose one mirror or one ray is falling on this mirror, and this ray is known as incident ray. I will not waste too much time because you already knew it, I know. The another ray which is get reflected from the mirror is known as reflected ray. And a line which we draw through between the both incident ray and reflected ray, which is perpendicular to the mirror, is known as normal line. Normal is very very essential because normal help us to find out the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection. Here I and R, but in case when we will go through the refraction, there we see sin I and sin R. What is the difference I will tell you in that video only. So up to this much we need to know about the terms regarding to reflection by plane mirror. Now we will see two laws are there. Two laws are given for the laws of reflection. It doesn't matter the laws of reflection are only followed on plane mirrors. No guys, in all plane mirrors, in all mirrors, even it is spherical or plane, it doesn't matter, but the law of reflection is always followed over there. So up to this much clear, guys? Yes, because these all terms we already studied. One major thing you have to remind is that always the sum of the total plane figure is 180, that we already knew from the mathematics term we already familiar with. So first we are going to see about the law of reflection. Law, here I have to add only law of reflection. Law of reflection, not by plane mirror, by all mirrors. So before that, let me tell you one major thing. What do you mean by mirror, guys? Actually, this is very very essential. I have left it, but now I'm going to ask you, actually, what do you mean by mirror? Do you know what is mirror? Yes, let me tell you what is mirror. Actually, mirror is a type of surface. It can either be a plane surface or spherical surface, but the major property of mirror is that they always reflect light. Why they always reflect light? Because the another surface is always coated with silver or aluminium. So we can say that mirror is a type of object which reflects the light because of one side is coated with another material such as silver and aluminium. So guys, from here we are going to see about the law of reflection. The two laws are very very essential for us when we go through the law of reflection. Again I'm drawing it. So let's see the law of reflection. According to the first law of reflection, the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection always lie on a same plane. Suppose this incident ray is coming from one side or suppose we are using here a torch bulb, or we are using here a torch and we are glowing this torch, and from this one ray comes from this torch and it hits one surface of the mirror. This point is known as point of incidence, and the point through which the reflected ray gets off is known as point of reflection. and normal is actually the midpoint of point of incidence and point of reflection. So guys, one thing that we have to keep in mind is that according to the first law of reflection, always the reflected ray, incident ray and normal all lies in same plane. It will not go like that. यहाँ पर से reflection आया, देखो guys. अब now here I am going to tell you in Hindi for your 100% क्लियरिटी. गाइस समझो कि यहाँ पर से एक इंसिडेंट रे आ रहा है, ये हमारा ऐसा नहीं होगा कि इधर भाग जाएगा, क्योंकि ये दूसरा प्लेन है, ये हमारा दूसरा प्लेन है. तो हमेशा यही होता है कि लॉ ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन के अनुसार कि एक ही प्लेन में आता है. ठीक है, तो बस इतना याद रखना कि प्लेन एक ही रहना चाहिए. और एक चीज और मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि अकॉर्डिंग टू जो हमारा जो पहले वाला टर्म है, ये मैंने टर्म को पहले बताया क्या, एक मैंने बताया रेगुलर रिफ्लेक्शन, एक डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन. एज आई टोल्ड यू, इन केस ऑफ रेगुलर रिफ्लेक्शन all the rays are always transferred in one direction in parallelly, whereas in case of irregular or diffuse reflection, the rays are not reflected in one direction, not parallelly, even any direction it can go. The major thing is that guys, देखो जब भी हम लोग कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट को देख पा रहे हैं, तो हम लोग क्यों देख पा रहे हैं? बिकॉज ऑफ द rays which are reflected from those objects. And one major thing is that suppose we are using here a plane mirror. Plane mirror will always reflect all the light in one direction, but how we are going to but how we can see one wooden table which is put in very far away from us, but we can see it with clarity because of the diffuse reflection. Means that diffuse reflection कभी एक साइड में नहीं होता, और यही कारण होता है कि हम लोग दूर से इसे देख पाते हैं अच्छी तरह से और आसानी तरह से क्लैरिटी के साथ. तो ये बहुत याद रखना कि डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन हमारे लिए काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि उसी के मदद से हम लोग काफी दूर से भी किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं. गाइस, so now we are going to see about the second law. Second law is very essential and very useful for us, because second law tells us that the angle of incidence means I is always equal to R. So there are so many questions regarding to this term, so you already know that guys. ये क्लास में पढ़ा है, तो कोई इसमें टाइम पेस्ट हमें नहीं करना, बल्कि हमारा जो अगला टर्म आ रहा है वो है हमारा इमेज फॉर्मेशन बाय ए प्लेन मिरर. तो बस हम लोग उसी में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं गाइस. So now we are going to see about the image formation by plane mirror. Actually guys, let me tell you that if you are new to our channel guys, अभी तक चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो क्या किया बताओ? चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो, बेल आइकन दबा दो, और हमारा टेलीग्राम चैनल को ज्वाइन नहीं किया तो ज्वाइन कर लो ना. So now we are going to start about the image formation. Image formation by plane mirror. So no need of writing. Actually, what do you mean by image? Actually, you need to know all those basic terms, then only you will get clarity in your higher classes. First one, we need to know what is image. Object and image. What is object and what is image? Object is anything that we use for any experiment, and object always possesses light. Even if it is possessing its own light, then it is luminous object, and if it is reflecting the light, it is non-luminous object. So object is nothing but in anything which possesses light is known as object. But what about image? Image is nothing but image is another form of object which does not possesses light. Or how we can define image? Actually, image is considered as a type of object only. As I told you, image is nothing but it is a type of object without holding light, and even some certain exceptions are there, so no need of describing more about that. And there are another two types of images are there. First one, real image, RI, and another one, virtual image. What is RI and VI? RI is nothing but a type of image which can be obtained on a screen is known as real image, and a type of image which cannot be obtained on a screen is known as virtual image. Real image example, so many examples in theater, in movie cinema halls. These all examples are of real image, and those examples that we use to see our face in the mirror is known as are examples of virtual images. So we are going to see image formation. Here, in case of image formation, we have to remember always the law of reflection, then only we can solve. Actually guys, suppose this is our mirror. फटाफट इसे कोडिंग करना है, बस हमें ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं देना है. So let's start the image formation. Actually, for forming an image, there must be two rays required to meet at one place. Then only we will get image. 2 से भी ज्यादा है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, 2 से कम नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि 2 से कम रहेगा तो इमेज बनेगा ही नहीं बनेगा. तो चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं, फटाफट देखेंगे. ये हमारा सपोज गिवन ड्रॉप ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट, ये हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट है. पहला रे ऐसे आया और ऐसे भाग गया. यहाँ पर से एक और रे आया हमारा, ऐसे आया फिर यहाँ से भाग गया गाइस. तो यहाँ पर से हमारा ये नॉर्मल है, फटाफट ऐसे ऐसे डैश 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 like that we have to draw. And one thing, ये हमारा incident ये reflected, so no need of donating that much. But here we can see that guys, after getting reflected from each other, they both are getting diverged from each other. So we knew that diverging rays cannot meet at one another. And even one major thing, guys, there are three type of rays. First one converging rays, second diverging rays, and third one parallel rays. So these all basic terms you must know. Then only you will get 100% clarity, as I already told you. So guys, यहाँ पर से देख सकते हैं ये सभी rays तो both the rays are diverging. So where we will get the image, man? Here we get the image just beside or behind the mirror. When we have to use a scale, and finally we will get here. And whenever we will measure the distance from these two, object and image, we will get that both object and images are actually placed on same distance. Suppose RR distance, and suppose this is the eye of observer. Here we are getting, or we are looking the image behind this mirror, guys. So we are going to see about the properties or the properties of those images formed by plane wave. First property क्या होता है? The objects are always behind the mirror. Second property, the images are always virtual in nature. Third property, they are always at same distance from the behind the mirror, as same distance the object is in front of the mirror. Fourth one is very essential. What do you mean by lateral inversion? Lateral inversion is nothing means, suppose I am raising my left hand, then in the mirror you will get that I am raising my right hand. This is known as lateral inversion. And the main thing is that the image is always erect, means that it is always सीधा होता है, ठीक है गाइस. और एक लास्ट थिंग जो हमारा बचा हुआ है कि जो इमेज बनता है वो वर्चुअल बनता है गाइस. तो अप टू दिस मच ओनली वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन दिस वीडियो, एंड हाउ इज दिस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो गाइस, कमेंट करना ना भूलिएगा. और जब पार्ट 2 हमारा आएगा तो वहां पर हम लोग धमाल मचा देंगे. हाँ गाइस, वहां पर से फर्स्ट वी विल स्टार्ट टू स्फेरिकल मिरर, and totally we will discuss all those terms regarding to spherical mirror. It can be either our convex or concave. So guys, meet you all in next video. Thanks for watching this video, and how is this video, please comment in the comment section. And if you are holding any doubt, go and ask, no problem, I am ready to reply.